What's up, agents? It is a day late and a dollar short Jet Forth here, and here is the clickbaity, whatever, True Patriots build that I have put together. This build was inspired by a freaky Jason Killer, and his build was inspired by Coldboy, which is a fellow YouTuber in crime, so I will always give credit where credit is due. I will leave his link and his original build that he used, which I believe was a TU6 raid build, in the pinned comment down below. And if you're that cold, bro, put on a jacket, man! I have already put up extended gameplay for this build up the day before yesterday, which I don't think I'm going to be doing extended gameplay videos anymore because, well, message received. Now I am going to babble for a minute or two here, so if you want to skip ahead to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I don't know, go ahead if you just want to see the build. But other than that, what I would like to say is that I don't feel like I can sell this as a heroic mode slash PvP build really anymore. Heroic, yeah, definitely, it's pretty godly in there, but after spending about 10 hours with it in PvP, it could be a lot better than what it actually is. Don't get me wrong, it did absolutely fine in there, but yeah, it can be a lot better. So either way, during the build, I'll explain what I was using in there and try not to overcomplicate it, but it just, yeah, I don't feel comfortable selling it as a PvP build any longer, really. So I'll probably redo it. Whether I post it or not is what it is. We will see. But other than that, for those of you who caught the live stream on Twitch, I'm gonna half apologize because, needless to say, somebody may have had too many beverages for a Monday night, and let's just say that inebriated Jet's right to stream has been revoked. So I'm surprised with some of the things on Twitch that I said that I didn't get a lifetime ban after that. So I'm pretty surprised. Somebody said something and just lit my wick, and man, I went off. I could be the goofiest, funniest guy in the world or your worst nightmare. Other than that, some of the people in the DZ who were saying the trash talk who got me started, I do not feel sorry at all for the things that I said to you, but for subscribers and all you guys and friends and people I was playing with, I apologize. And that's it for that. But other than all of that babble and shenanigans, I'm gonna shut up, like, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 and let's just get into the build, shall we? For our specialization, we will be using the Survivalist, mainly for the Mender Seeker, and it's two wonderful mods for increased healing and decreased cooldown, and all the other fun accoutrements that come with this specialization. On to weapons, I am using a Police M4 replica, which this is also inspired by Coldboy because I caught one of his streams and I really wanted to try Measured. The top half of the magazine has 20% rate of fire and negative 15% weapon damage. The bottom half of the magazine has a negative 20% rate of fire and 30% total weapon damage. One of the reasons behind using this talent was for PvP, even though I have decided this isn't really a PvP build, but when using this in heroic, man, this is an awesome talent. Really awesome talent. So I highly recommend giving it a shot for heroic and not just using it in PvP. Optimize plus 15% weapon handling, which is nice, makes it a laser beam, and greased. While holstered, weapon swap speed is increased by 10%, which you're probably better off with something else here. But the overall weapon damage this rolled with, it just needed to have Measured on it, so stuff and things, because we don't really use our secondary weapon a whole lot. And for the weapon mods, it's all just accuracy and stability to turn this thing into a laser beam, if you will. For the secondary weapon, I am using the highly controversial Eagle Bearer, which, don't let this discourage you. Just the only thing I'm using this for is a protected fire. While holstered, gain plus 10% bonus armor while firing your current weapon. Jesus, my Chicago accent is coming through hard today. But yeah, you could use anything you want here. You could use the Merciless, which probably in my actual PvP iteration of this build is what I'll be using, or you could put the Sweet Dreams here to get extra ammo while you're rolling, or, you know, you could really put anything else you want here if you want, and stuff and things. But yeah, protected fire. That's what I wanted. And finally, for our sidearm, I'm using a PX4 Storm Type T, which I believe right now, at this very moment in time, the clan vendor is selling, level 30 clan vendor. And all I wanted was a protected reload. While equipped, this weapon grants plus 10% bonus armor while reloading. So that way, while we're firing with the Eagle Bearer, we're getting our plus 10% armor. And then while we're reloading, we're also getting plus 10% armor, which I was not actually using this in all the gameplay and all my DZ fun and shenanigans, because I just didn't have a sidearm with this talent, but now I have it, so stuff and things again. And now, the part you have all been waiting for, the armor. For my mask, I'm using a True Patriot. The 2-piece bonus gives you plus 10% armor, and then we have red, white, and blue for the 3-piece requirement. When you shoot an enemy, apply a debuff to them. Debuffs are applied in order: red, white, blue, cycling every 2 seconds. Red decreases damage dealt by the enemy. White restores armor to friendlies that shoot this enemy. Blue boosts the skill haste to friendlies that shoot this enemy. And we are not using a 4-piece, so you will not get the full flag. On this particular mask that I used in Heroic, it has a plus 51% damage to elites and 19,118 health. All of my mod slots for any of this gear, all I am doing is stacking as much assault rifle damage and armor as humanly possible. The mask that I used in PvP had plus 52% hazard protection, which we ditched the damage to elites, and then 16,105 health. And again, the mod that I put on there was just assault rifle damage. Next up, we have the named 0F's Badger Tough chest piece, which gives us a plus 7% damage to elites and perfectly unbreakable. My attributes on here are a plus 20,147 health, plus a 22% total armor, and plus 7% weapon damage. Perfectly unbreakable. 100% of max armor is repaired when your armor is depleted. Armor kits used within the next 7 seconds are not consumed. Can occur once every 60 seconds. Now, when it comes to perfectly unbreakable or unbreakable in general, it is absolutely fantastic in PvE, but in PvP, unbreakable is trash. It gives you like a split second, maybe. Yeah, it's trash now in PvP. It's really unusable. You get maybe a split second of survivability in there, and that is it. So this is another one of those reasons why I'm just like, nah, I cannot sell this as a PvP build, because yeah, I'm just gonna leave my comments to myself about this one. And again, the mods that are on here are just assault rifle damage, weapon damage, and as much armor as I could possibly stack. On to the holster, which is a True Patriot's holster, which does stuff and things. I do not think we need to go through this again. Attributes: plus 14% critical hit chance and a plus 33,192 health. Pretty straightforward. Enough of that. Next up, we have the backpack, which is a Helagard inventory system. The name of that is important because this particular one gives us 1 red and 1 blue. You can actually craft this particular backpack. I actually think it has a different name, but you can craft this backpack, so give her a shot. Helagard gives us the plus 5% total armor. I am running 2 pieces of Hela for the extra plus 20% hazard protection. Attributes: plus 13.5% total armor, plus 25,436 armor, and then a plus 17,967 health. Talents: hardened, plus 15% armor. Now the other talent, which I would like to do away with, but I just couldn't get the roll that I wanted, is efficient. Using an armor kit has a 50% chance to not consume the armor kit. Requires no other active talents affecting armor kits, which unbreakable affects this. Now the little trick that I use with being able to have this on and unbreakable at the same time is you take off this backpack and put another one on that will activate unbreakable, and then you can put this back on. For some reason, when you first load in or you first put all this on, it will activate efficient before it will activate unbreakable. So just switch your backpack out and put it on. Just make sure before you go into a mission or you do something, this is deactivated, unless you don't have to deal with this like I do at this very moment in time. As for the PvP side of this, some of the changes I would like to do is that I would like to get Spark here and then use the Merciless so I can get another extra 15% weapon damage. I think it's 15%, 20%. I don't know. On to the final piece of our True Patriot is the gloves, where, yep, does a bunch of things and stuff. Attributes: plus 13% assault rifle damage and plus 6,159 health. Again, the mods are just assault rifle damage and overall weapon damage. Now for our final bit of armor is our second piece of Gila for the plus 20% hazard protection, attributes a plus 16,580 armor, and then talents hard hitting plus 25% damage to elites. Now I know originally when I made my gameplay video that I was selling this as a PvP build, and most PvP players wouldn't put hard hitting on their build, but I am a firm believer that other than camping the doorway and entrances, eventually you are going to deal with NPCs, and I personally believe that it is always good to have a little bit of damage to elites on there when you do actually decide to farm for gear and not farm agents, if you will. And the mods are just adding extra armor and health and whatnot. And that, my friends, is pretty much it for the build. Let's talk about skills for a minute or two before we end this travesty of a video, shall we? For my first skill, I'm using the Crusader Ballistic Shield because this shield allows you to use your assault rifle with it, and it's overall pretty fantastic for hardcore mode. You can take about 2 shots from the purple dogs and 1 shot from a yellow dog, and then another couple of shots after that with how much armor we're stacking. PvP, this does actually suck. It really does suck because it lasts for, I don't know, a second maybe, and then when it breaks, it staggers you really hard, and then they're just going to shred you down beyond that. So I do not suggest or condone you using this shield in PvP. Obviously, for the second, since I already said it, is the Mender, which is fantastic for PvE and heroic, but when it comes to PvP, it's a love-hate relationship for me. I wish it would act how it used to, where it just stays on you, and if you want it to go heal somebody else, you tell it to by hitting R1 or wherever you have it tied to, PC, you know, buttons and things, but it just roams around and does whatever it wants now and not healing you. Plus in PvP, when you're running around being an idiot, ducking, dodging, all this and that, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to hit you. But in PvE, it's amazing. For PvP, I would suggest probably putting on the Healer Hive and maybe the Reinforcer Chem Launcher, or I don't know, you know, whatever you want to use would be ideal in there, even though this is no longer being sold as a PvP build. I will figure something else out. Like I said, again, I'm gonna redo this build for PvP or make an actual PvP build out of this. Again, whether I post it or not, I don't know. We'll see how that all goes. I do want to start playing more PvP. I did actually enjoy playing in PvP other than the other night when I got a bit triggered. So we'll see how it all goes in the end of all of this fun. But that's it for this particular build. So I guess let me know what you guys think. Like I said, this is mainly a heroic beast god build, and when it comes to PvP, it's just kind of meh, I guess, you know. When I initially went in there and was playing PvP, I was excited because I was tanking and doing damage, but then the more that I played and I watched some of my gameplay back, I was like, you know, this really isn't exactly good for PvP. I think it'd be a lot better with, you know, like Berserk on it, Spark, or, you know, there's a lot of things that it's doing that I like, and there's some stuff that I don't. But definitely I don't like the shield in there. There's too much stagger on it, and it's just, you know, that's all I got. I could sit here and babble for a while, but I'm not going to. So either way, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section down below, whether you're going to bother with it, whether you care. I don't know. Always curious, I guess. If you could, hit that old like button for me. That would be super amazing, as always. Subscribe and all that other junk, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace!